Up here. Get this point, because this is the key point of the night. Do you realize, everybody listening to me right now, you've got greatness inside you. You have greatness inside you. Every person in this room has greatness inside them. But the sad part is, I drive by cemeteries, I realize most of those people went to the grave with their greatness still in them because they wouldn't get out of their comfort zone. They were scared to make a phone call, or they were scared to talk to somebody, or they were scared to do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to forget that being scared part and do it anyway. You know, courage in the absence of fear, it's being scared and doing it anyway. Do you understand that? We all get a little scared about stuff, but the people with courage, they go ahead and do it anyway. See, that's what we've got to understand. So I tell that team, well, I'm telling you, you show me who you run with, I'll show you who you are or who you're going to be. If you're running with winners, all of a sudden you'll get that attitude that you can do great and mighty things in your life. But the flip side of that's also true. If you're running with a bunch of negative, dull, disillusioned, frustrated crybabies, if you're running with a bunch of losers, it's next to impossible for you to be positive if you're running with a bunch of negative people. Ladies and gentlemen, pick your friends wisely. You've probably heard this. People will tell you, 5 people you spend most of your time with. If you average their income, there is a very high probability that your income will be very close to those 5. That used to be real scary for me. Because my friends didn't make much, and neither did I. But here's the scarier part. It doesn't just apply to the money in your life. It applies to your health. It applies to your personal growth. It applies to every area of your life. The people you spend your time with, they're going to influence you greatly. Probably the biggest point I'll tell you right now is if you'll start spending less time with the losers in your life and more time with the winners in your life, that'll be the biggest life changer you can have right there. But let's do this, guys. Let's read a little bit. Let's listen as we're driving around a little bit. Let's watch some YouTube of some personal growth giants instead of the television a little bit. And then let's start running with some winners and spend less time with the losers. And if you will do that, you will grow as a person. And all of a sudden, you will become more. And all of a sudden, you're going to be able to accomplish great and mighty things in your life. Because you can, ladies and gentlemen. We need to dream. We need to grow. And my final point of the evening is this. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to work. See, I think one of the great indictments on our great nation is that we got about half the population sitting around with their hand out wanting something for nothing. And there is a certain segment of the population that can't work. I understand that. We should take care of them. But ladies and gentlemen, please tell me that you're setting the bar higher than an average $1,200 Social Security check. Please tell me that that's not what your dreams are on how you want to spend your golden years. Because I'll tell you right now, that ain't the golden years, that's the golden arches. Because you're eating McDonald's all the time. There's no way we can do that. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to decide what you want out of life, and you've got to set those goals, and you've got to start going to get it, because you can live an amazing life if you want to. But it's going to take you busting your butt to get there. Now, here's what we're going to do if you really want to do this, and Stream is the vehicle you decide to do it with, and I recommend highly that you do that. One, you need to make a list of everybody you've ever known in your entire life. Everybody. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you don't know who's going to be interested in Stream and who's not. Nobody has Stream stamped on their forehead. If they did, that'd be easy. Oh, there's one that says Stream on their forehead. I'll go get them. You don't have that. And here's a fact. The people that you think will, won't. The people that you think won't, will. So I learned you talk to all of them, huh? Let's get real. You just make a list of everybody you've ever known. Guys, here's the biggest thing you can do is when you call them up, just, hey, I got something I want to run by you. Let's have a cup of coffee. Hey, I got something I want to talk to you about. Let's have lunch tomorrow. Hey, I want to get your opinion on something. Can you swing by the house after work? Hey, you don't have to be fancy. Just say something, huh? Now, here's my training tip of the night, though. Don't take no for looking. Don't take no for looking. Now, distinguish what I'm talking about here. Once you've shown them, we ain't begging them in. We're not chasing them. We're not doing all that. I learned a long time ago, if I got to beg you to go get rich with me, you the wrong person. I ain't begging nobody. But how can you tell me no if you don't even know what I'm talking about? It takes me about, what Mike did that in maybe 10 minutes. Come on, 10 minutes. And let me dispel a rumor here. You know, Mike was real good on that. You notice that? You did a real good job. Give it up, Mike Anderson. Yeah, he was real good on that. But do you realize he kind of screwed that script up a little bit? I think John Walsh is one of the best presenters we have in our whole company, just like Mike. But you know what? Last time I saw John, he screwed the script up a little bit. What's my point in that? Your prospect doesn't know what the frick you're supposed to be saying. So as you're doing the presentation, I get people all the time say, well, I hadn't got that script memorized just yet. Don't memorize the thing. Show it. Just get out there, look at the page, and act like you know what you're talking about. If you screw up, they don't know what you're supposed to be saying, do they, Rosalie? I mean, just show the plan. You're going to set appointments, and you're not going to take no for an answer, and you're going to show the plan. You can play the video, or you know what I did for your Dino, is this right? I printed the pages off, put it in a little black notebook and page protectors, and carried my little notebook around with me. And I could sit down, and right now we got 10 pages or whatever. Go through those little 10 pages and just talk a little bit. At the end, say, let's get you going, or what name do you want that check in? And I mean, just be excited. I'm going to tell you right now, just like when we were scratching on the board, it had nothing to do with what I was scratching on that board. It had to do with I was excited. Get excited, and you don't have to be like a maniac, like an old coach like I am, but I'm telling you what, people that know you, they know when you're excited. Just get a little excited. And again, show the plan. They don't know if you screw it up or not. Just smile and keep going. Make your list. Set the appointment. Show the plan. You know, we do these great trainings in Stream University, and all that's good. You need to be there. You learn a whole lot from it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you'll just show the plan, 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 show the plan. Get sick of showing the plan, but you keep showing the plan, showing the plan, showing the plan, showing the plan. If you'll do that, that's the secret to success. That's the silver bullet. That's the potion that everybody's looking for. It's all about you getting your butt out there and showing that plan to everybody you can show it to. You show it for your team. And the minute your team ain't keeping you fully busy, you start going and showing it for yourself again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make millions of dollars, if you want to have that chance, and again, I can't guarantee anybody millions, but I can tell you we got a chance, but you got to get out there and work. You got to show the plan, and show the plan, and show the plan. And if you'll do that, amazing things will happen. I'll end with this. What time is it? We're going to get out of class early. And I am sweating like a dog. I want you to know that. I can feel like, you ever been up and the sweat's running down your back? I can feel it running down my back right now. All right, here's what I'll end up with. I'll tell you a little bit about Cousin Manny, because I think Cousin Manny's appropriate for this final meeting here at the Info Mart. My role model in my life was a cousin named Manny Carter. Manny's still alive. He's a few years older than I am. And you say, you know, what does that have to do with your family, yada, yada. Understand this, I got a huge extended family, and nobody accomplished anything. My family's just a bunch of folks who just never really had any motivation. They just always struggling. They can't pay their bills. I mean, it's just an ugly deal. They didn't graduate from high school. They didn't go to college. They didn't do jack squat, and there's a bunch of them. Love them to death, but they don't have any motivation. Manny was my role model. Manny went to W.W. Samuel High School. How many people have heard of W.W. Samuel High School? Manny graduated from that in Pleasant Grove back in the day. I didn't know anything about graduations, but I got to go watch Manny put that little funny hat on with that little tassel thing, you know, and I learned about graduating from high school from a cousin named Manny Carter. That was my first experience with a graduation because nobody else graduated. But then, you know, Manny went on to the University of Texas. First person in our whole family that graduated from college. Manny graduated from the University of Texas. And I got to go watch him put that little funny hat on, do that little tassel thing again. I got to watch Manny do that one more time. I learned about college because I didn't have a clue what college was, because around our kitchen table, it was just my mama who was working in a sewing factory. We weren't talking about college and education and all that stuff. She was an amazing lady, and I'm the man I am because of my mama. But we were just talking about hope we have food tomorrow. I mean, that's what was going on at our table. But Manny showed me that there's high school, then Manny showed me you can graduate from college. And then, you know, I used to love to ride around with Manny, because Manny would be talking about stuff that was foreign to me, like business deals and stocks and bonds and real estate. I'd never heard about that because we weren't talking about stocks, bonds, real estate, and business deals around my kitchen table. But with Manny, when I'd be in the car with Manny, that's what he was talking about a lot of times. And man, I'm just soaking it up. I'm learning it's like a whole new language to me. I'm learning a little bit about life from Manny. I used to love to go to Manny's house. He lived in a big, beautiful brick home and had new BMWs in the driveway. And man, I would stay at Manny's house as much as I could because, man, I love that atmosphere. I love that. You didn't have to worry about getting beat up or fighting or doing any of that stuff like you did back where I grew up. See, on the street I grew up on Dunlap, there were 2 murders and a rape within 7 houses. I saw more drugs and violence as a kid than I care to remember. That's what I grew up in, so I like to be at Manny's house where things were beautiful and nice. And there was food and holidays. Man, it was decorated. I remember this one holiday, I'm at Manny's, it's like Christmas, and everything's beautiful. And I learned you had to go home when they started putting the pajamas on. You know what I mean? I mean, that was my key to leave when the pajamas came out. So I'm at Manny's, it's Christmas, and they get the pajamas, start putting them on, so I hug everybody and I leave. Now, I'm coming down a sidewalk, his house set up on a hill, and I'm coming down this sidewalk to get in my car, to go back to my house. So I get in my car, and I'm sitting there, you know, and for the young folks, you won't even know what I'm talking about, but for you more mature folks like I am, you'll understand what this car looked like. I had a 1962 Ford Galaxy. You young folks, it was a big, ugly boat. I mean, and mine was beat up and had 1,000,000 miles on it, and I mean, it was an ugly deal. And get this, I had this bright idea. See, my dash was all cracked up. So I get me this blue shag carpet that I found. I cut me a piece of blue shag carpet, and I glue it to the dash to cover up the cracks. Blue shag. I mean, I don't even think they make shag anymore, but that was blue shag. And get this for you young folks. It wasn't a little slit in the dash, you slide your little CD in there. No, you had a big old suitcase you'd carry around with you. Because those 8-tracks were like a brick. And I had my big old suitcase, and it wasn't in the dash. I mounted my 8-track player under the seat. The quality was terrible, but you didn't know that back then, you know? And my favorite group was Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. I'd get Creedence out, and I'd plug that thing in, and Proud Mary would be blaring, and I'd be driving down the road with that 440 air conditioner going. Y'all know what a 440 air conditioner is? 4 windows down doing 40 miles an hour. Creedence would be blaring, that air conditioner would be blowing, and that shag carpet would be giving it kiss. Now, that had nothing to do with this story other than I just wanted to tell you. But this night that I remember like it was yesterday, I come out of Manny's house, I walk down to my car on the street, and now you got a picture of the car I'm sitting in. And I'm hanging on to that steering wheel, and my mind is racing. I'm fixing to go back to 8724 Dunlap Drive where people are getting raped and murdered. I'm fixing to leave a big, beautiful home with Manny where they have lots of food and nice things to go back to Dunlap. And I'm hanging on to that steering wheel. And at this point in time, I'm about 18 years old. I don't even know what a role model is back then. But in my mind, it is just spinning and spinning. And I remember thinking, I turned around and I said, I want to be like Manny. Manny's who I want to be like. You say, neat story. Why are you telling us the story about Manny Carter? I'm telling you that because why don't you be somebody's Manny Carter? See, why don't you get off your butt and accomplish something with your life so that your kids and your grandkids can look at you with pride and say, somebody with my name has accomplished something. See, ladies and gentlemen, you can all do it. I told you a while ago, you got greatness inside you. It's a decision that you need to make tonight if you really want to change your life or not. Because we can't play with this and make it happen. It's going to take a conscious decision of you saying, yes, I want to change my life. I want to be the role model for my family. I want to stand in the gap for my family. Here's my challenge to all of us. I'm going to ask you, draw a line in the sand tonight and make the commitment that you're going to stand in the gap for your family, that you're going to show the people with your last name that they can do stuff. Because mark my word, ladies and gentlemen, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both. And most of my life I made excuses. A few years ago, because of a great company called Stream and a burning desire in my butt to be somebody, I decided I was going to stop making excuses. So I want y'all to repeat after me tonight. I made my last excuse.
I made my last excuse
yesterday. Now, if you'll live by that, ladies and gentlemen, you can accomplish more than you ever dreamed in your life. I believe with all my heart for the last time in this room that there's going to be 2 groups of us. There's going to be the group that's glad they did, and there's